Everyone, and welcome back to our channel. So in today's video we are going to dive deeper into an interesting and honestly complex question that a palm color woman posed specifically to black women. After realizing the blue bracelet movement, meant to signify safe spaces and allyship, doesn't fully address the experience of black people, she asked, what makes you feel safe, seen and heard when black and white people share the same spaces? So if you watched my last video, you will know that this clip might look a little familiar. It is the one I shared it without commentary from black women. Black women have responded, and I think their perspectives will bring us so much clarity. I admit I'm a bit anxious for you guys to hear what these women have to say. Their voices bring a fresh perspective on allyship, safety, and what it truly means to be seen and heard. So let's jump right into it. Here are their responses.
I have a genuine question for black women specifically. So if you're not a black woman or a woman of color, please don't comment on this video. Maybe look at the comments if this video gets any traction, but I really only want to be hearing from black women and women of color, because I've seen a lot about the blue bracelets on this app, and I think we're all in agreement that it's very performative and it isn't actually something that is for black women. It signifies to us, women who look like me, that we voted blue. But what I really want to know is, black women, what makes you feel safe when we're in shared spaces? What can I do, and those in my circles do, to make you feel seen and heard and safe when we are in shared spaces?
No. And no hate to this creator. Maybe you've had good intentions. We don't know. We are done answering questions. You want to know what makes us feel safe. Okay. Again, let's ask the black women. Let's ask the black women, okay? Because they are going to tell us what it is that we need to do. No, we're not. Do the work yourself. Look at the history. Look at the scenarios. Look at what we've been through. Look at what we go through. And really ask yourself, what does it take to make them feel safe? Have we received support? Look at what just happened during this election. Have we been lied to? What does history show? What has history shown you? Get your own answers. The call is coming from inside of the house. Y'all need to answer the phone. Work together and figure it out. We are done answering questions. You want us to do half the work again?
All right, so if you go back and watch her video, she's basically asking, how can we show up for black women? How can, do we care about the blue bracelets that are being worn to basically represent that they were the ones who voted for Kamala and everything like that? I want to be very honest with white women and women of other cultures who voted for Kamala. Black women don't care about no dang on bracelet. We don't care. We really don't care. What we care about is how you show up. And I think Rihanna said it, she used in one of her acceptance speeches or something like that, like, pull up. What you do when no one else can see you is who you really are. So it's not even a matter of how you represent black women or just women in general in spaces. It's a matter of when you're around your white counterparts and you see them talking ill of black people or everything like that, you check that person immediately. Why? Because it's a matter of saying that, first of all, that's a human being. Whatever their complexion is, whatever their skin tone is, whatever it is, they bleed blue just like I do. Period. When you have that level of awareness, and we have that level of awareness about you guys, you're a human being just like me. That's the first part of it. So what you do in spaces where no one can see you, and how you show up and how you represent for black women, that's going to be the very first part. The second part is going to be this: when you get around other white women or other white men or whoever, and you think about how it's impacting and how certain policies, procedures, and things and ways that are going about that are negatively impacting black people, how are you standing up in those situations? How are you advocating for black people? What are you doing? Right? Because sometimes it's as simple as saying, how would this impact me? How is this affecting me? Right? And if I'm a human being and black women are other human beings, then that's the way how do I want to be treated? Good, right? You want to be treated well, right? So do black women. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. And I think it's a matter of authenticity. It's a matter of just genuine sheer kindness, love, and respect for another human being. And if you truly understand that and know what that is and how to show up in that, then it's not hard. It's not hard at all. The holidays are getting ready to come up, right? Buy black. Right? What else? Just again, when I think about my life, when I think about the way that I live my life, when I think about down to the soaps that I use to put on my body, correct? It's all something connected to some level of consumerism, correct? So it's a matter of saying like, can I go support a black person? And it's not just supporting black people monetarily, but hey, you have people that are creatives, that do all kinds of different things. Just be supportive. Literally. Right? Because now I can see how much you care. I can see that I don't have to know that you voted to say you cared. I can see in your daily actions and the way you show up in all spaces that you care about black people, especially black women.
Spaces.
Have you ever seen the movie Malcolm X, directed by Spike Lee? So I wasn't gonna stitch this. I am very much in my minding my black ass business era. But when I saw this video, the first thing I thought of is Malcolm X. See, in the movie, it depicts a real thing that happened, wherein a white woman asked Malcolm X, hey, is there anything that I can do as a white woman to help with the cause? To which he responded, no, there's nothing you can do. Not a thing. And yeah, this is the same answer for your question. There is nothing you can do. See, if you understand why we feel the way we do, you already know the answer to that question. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to minding my own black ass business. You have a good day.
In shared spaces.
Nothing. Like, by virtue of you being in this space, I am not safe. If there is a white woman in the space, I am not safe. Like, aside from maybe 3 white women that I can count, I don't feel safe when white women are in this space. And one of those is my best friend, who I met when she was 19 and I was 22. We've been friends for 17 years. So that's why I feel safe with her. But even then, by virtue of her being a white woman in a space with me, other people can weaponize her whiteness against me. She would fight like hell for it not to happen, but that is a possibility. That's a reality. We don't feel safe in spaces with you, and we never will as long as white supremacy and patriarchy exists, because of where white women position themselves in white supremacy and patriarchy. And just another thing really quickly, you started this off talking about black women specifically, you repeat black women specifically, you ask black women, but you also do this thing where you say black women and women of color at some point. Maybe step 1 is learn the difference. And maybe in 17 years, you'll be safe for a black woman in your life.
Good morning. You can go back and look at the whole video, but what she's pretty much saying is she understands as a white woman that the bracelet is probably meaningless to black women. And what could she do, or what could white women do to, I guess, be in solidarity with black women? What I find amazing about this question is it's giving, I voted for President Kamala Harris for black women. Why you feel you need to let me know that you are on my side when you should have been voting for her because you liked her or she was on your side? Why you feel you owe us something is mind-boggling. But here's to answer your question. All I can do is give you an example or an analogy. As black people as a whole, we can see one of our sisters out here doing something god-awful. We can see one of our brothers out here doing something god-awful. And 9 times out of every 10, us as black people are going to say, my people. The good or the bad is what I'm saying. You don't get to, okay, I can distance myself as a white woman now because I didn't vote the way most white women vote. You don't get to do that. 3, leave us out of it. This ain't got nothing to do with if you feel a certain kind of way, you feel a certain kind of way. And you should. You should. So who you need to address is them. When we have a problem with our own, we address our own. You have never in your life heard a black person say, what can I do so you know I'm not a ghetto black person? What can I do to show you that I'm not a poor black person? What can I do to show you that I am not a racist black, or I can't even be racist, but a prejudice or person against white people? You've never heard that or said that, because you know why? We understand that you already put me in a category. I am a 50-year-old woman, black woman, so I'm automatically angry. Everywhere I go. Anywhere I go. I don't care how big I smile. I can smile every day, all day, never ever at work, being as happy-go-lucky the day I show that I disagree. I'm not even angry. I'm considered an angry black woman. And you'll never hear a black woman say, well, what can I do so you won't think I'm an angry black woman? And this is not a dig towards you. This is me asking you just to wake up to what you're saying. Y'all got to put your big girl panties on and deal with this. Because truth be told, you asking me what you need to do is still depending on me. And we done told you. We good. Y'all stay up.
Nothing. Nothing at all. Because at this point it's performative. If you have not lived your life to make it a safe space for people, doing something now isn't going to do it. It's not going to do it. Sorry. I have a friend that I've known since elementary school. And that's probably one of the safest spaces I feel around white women, because in the workforce and everything else, it's always going to be somebody that is going to make you feel a way when you raise your voice or you are passionate about something. It's always going to be that's going to make you feel like it's throwing microaggressions at you or macroaggressions at you or just aggressions at you. So no, there's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you can say that is going to make us be like, oh yes, I find you a safe space. Because time and time and time again, you all play a very dirty game. So that trust level's gone. And I can be cordial. And if our shared space is a workspace, I can come in and do my job. Be cordial to you. But you ain't ever got to worry about kicking it or kikiing with me. We'll never sit down and go to lunch together. I don't care about the ties that bind. None of that. I don't care. Because time and time again, you all have shown us who you are. And we are choosing to believe it. So nothing. Thanks though.
Spaces.
Speaking for myself as a black woman, there's never been an expectation for a white woman to make me feel safe. You guys are not usually safe spaces, and you're asking what could you do. Y'all would have to do the work. Y'all would have to do the work. Y'all would have to y'all would have to do the work, okay? Y'all, your sons is buck wild, your men's is buck wild. Y'all would have to clean up your own house before you worry about how we feel in any space. In any space.
Okay, so as you can see from the clips, everyone recognizes that this palm color woman asked a question with genuine intentions. But here's the thing. Black women and black people in general are reaching a point where they're saying they're done answering these kinds of questions, okay? Given the history of black women, how black women are treated in the US, the daily scenarios they face, and the reality of what they have to endure, they're understandably exhausted by these kinds of questions. And I honestly think the more meaningful question this palm color woman and really the entire palm color community should be asking is, how can we make black people, black women feel safe? And at this point, I think the blue bracelet movement feels like something that black people have left for palm color people to figure out. They're saying it's up to you now to create these safe spaces, because we've been talking and talking and talking, and it looks like you guys have not been listening. So you're wondering what actions this is for any white person out there, or someone who can share this to white people. So in case you're wondering what actions can the white community, what can I do as a white person to create safety and a sense of belonging for black people, black women, especially the black women. So here are 5 key steps you can start with. So number 1, listen and reflect rather than question. So before asking black women or other black people how they feel or what they need, take the time to reflect on their experiences. Listen to their voices through books, videos, and just public discussions. It's about absorbing information without expecting them to teach or to validate your understanding every time. Number 2, challenge biases and racism within your community. One of the most powerful things allies can do is address issues within their own circles. If you hear or see discriminatory behavior, speak up. This shifts some of the burden away from black women and demonstrate that you are committed to creating safer spaces. Number 3, support black-owned businesses and projects. Safety isn't just physical, it's financial and social. Supporting black-owned businesses, initiatives, and creative contributes to their economic well-being and shows that you value their work and contributions. Number 4, you need to learn about microaggressions and avoid them. Often comments or actions that seem small can be very harmful. Educating yourselves on microaggressions and cheating your behavior helps build a space where black people don't feel othered or uncomfortable. And number 5, last and the 5th, advocate for diversity and inclusion in all spaces, whether it's at work or in social groups or community activities. Make sure there's a push for representation and inclusion. When Black women see you advocating for them in spaces where they aren't present, it builds a foundation of trust. Okay, so I think that's all for today. And I just want to say thank you for sticking with me through this video. I know it's not easy to watch a long video. Okay, these aren't easy conversations, but they're necessary. And if we are committed to making meaningful changes, and like I said, creating safe spaces for Black women can't just be a trend or symbol. It has to be a practice. So let's contribute to reflect, learn, and work towards spaces where everyone truly feels safe, seen, and heard. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share with others who might benefit from this conversation. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll definitely see you in my next video. Stay peaceful.